Dr. UTCHAY ODIMS. I know you had alluded to it in your first commentary when you spoke to us, answering Judith's question. But we did hear from our international correspondent there saying it's a festival. From the top of my head, I'm thinking we see people holding hands, the atmosphere and every single thing, kind of like exciting compared to what we saw here in 2023, where canes, or better still, people were flogged and beaten and threats were being made. How far do you think Nigeria and other African countries have in order to catch up with what we're seeing there on the screen?
Just like I said before, and I'm saying it again, the worst of the candidates in the United States of America is better than anybody called the president or whoever in Africa. I have a lot to learn, a whole lot to learn. From what the correspondent said, he said that out there that Kamala Harris and her people in the school, in high school and all, that they are actually working towards a celebration in the school. Same thing with Donald Trump. We didn't hear anything about maybe military men or police coming to hijack people, beat up people and all the rest of it and all. Nothing like that. There's no scare. There's no scare. And I was actually waiting to hear that there's a curfew in America because of the election. No. I mean, everybody going about their normal business, doing what they're expected to do and the rest of it. I was in the U.S. I just came back. I was in Atlanta, in New York. I had a couple of programs and conferences to speak in and the rest of it. I just came back. And when I was talking to them, it's nothing. I mean, okay, the election, yeah. You ask the person, so who are you going to vote for? I'm going to vote for this person. I mean, normal. The other person will say, I'm going to vote for the other person. Normal. But in Nigeria, is war. In Africa is war. African leaders need to learn. We have light years. And when people give this excuse, when they say things like, American democracy is, what do you call it, centuries. I mean, centuries, it's hundreds of years. They've been existing for hundreds of years now. I laugh. You know why I laugh? Why? Because anybody giving any excuse like that right now is actually not understanding the trend. The truth of the matter is that then what brings about transformation? Transformation comes by information. Information is what brings about transformation. Knowledge is light. It brings about change and the rest of it. Now, in those days when the Americans started their democracy and the rest of it, in 18th century, 17th century and the rest of it, they didn't have WW, they didn't have the internet, they didn't have a website. The world was not a global village. It was difficult to disseminate information from one point to the other. But now, we have look at, okay, even when you look at businesses and all, the kind of money Uber has made just within a short period of time, compared to it in those days, you can't make it within that short period of time. I mean, things have changed because of there is information technology, there is tech available. So when we hear things like we are growing, how long do you want to grow? In fact, because of technology right now, we are supposed to do better. Africa should do better. I love what is going on. People are just going about their business, doing what they need to do. The truth of the matter is that nobody is going to help us grow Africa. Nobody, except us in Africa. If we are waiting for America to come and help us, all the election, I've heard about push outs in America, come and help, come and do this one out there. Did you see any of them come to Nigeria? No. They are all interested about what benefits them and all. The earlier we understand that it's only Africans that can help Africa, only Africa that can build Africa, only Nigerians that can build Nigeria, the earlier we understand that, the better. And we need to stand up. Right now, I see a lot of people in various parts of the world, the blacks and the rest of it, are talking about America, people in America and the rest, even Nigerians have joined and whatever. Talk about your own nation. Your nation is in turmoil. Your nation is almost heading to disaster. Let's talk about our own country. Let's talk about our democracy. Let's talk about our leadership. Let's forget about America. I've said it before, the worst president there, the worst leader there is better than the best of the leader in Africa, in Nigeria. Let's talk about our own. Because the truth is this, I want to tell you this, that right now, everybody's focus is in Africa. Everybody. There's a program we are planning to hold in a couple of months from now. It's going to be only in Washington, D.C. It's all about Africa. Even them in the US, them in Europe and all, they all know that the in thing now, the in thing right now globally is Africa. The people that cannot see it is Africans and their leadership. This is our time. And we need to build our own continent and build our nation. We should learn from them, not criticize, and not where I should be on their behalf. We should think of our own country and work on it. That's my take on this. It's very important that we look inwards and build our own continent and our nation. Very important.